Hello everyone, this is Sam from Language Atlas, and in this video I would like to show you the Arabic A2 vocabulary Anki deck. In this video we will go over three things. First, I'd like to show the course structure of the Arabic A2 vocabulary Anki deck. Second, I'd like to show the course content. And third, I'd like to show you some brief system and editing options. Now, as you can tell, I have the Arabic A2 vocabulary Anki deck right over here. Now, normally you would double click on an Anki deck to open it, but I've already done so, as you can see right over here. So I'll maximize Anki. And before I get started with my course structure part, I would like to say one thing first. This deck teaches modern standard Arabic. This is the standard form of Arabic used in books, schools, news, work, and formal situations. Now, modern standard Arabic is ideal because it gives you Arabic that is understood across the Arabic-speaking world. It does not limit you to one local dialect. So this lets you communicate with people all over the Arabic-speaking world. Now, having said that, let's get started with my first point, which is to show the course structure. Now, within the overall Arabic A2 vocabulary Anki deck, you can see that there are 8 chapters, beginning with chapter 1 pronouns, then chapter 2 conjunctions, chapter 3 verbs, chapter 4 determiners, chapter 5 nouns, chapter 6 adjectives, chapter 7 adverbs, and finally chapter 8 prepositions. Now, if I go to chapter 5 nouns, in front of it, you can see that there's a little plus icon. If I click on it, you can see that there are subdecks inside of it, 20 to be precise, ranging from academia and intellect, animals, arts and entertainment, all the way to time, maths and numbers, and transportation. Now, what I've done is that I've categorized nouns by theme. So whenever you wish to learn a certain theme, and the benefit of this is that whenever you wish to learn a certain theme, you're able to do so. You can learn more about clothing and fashion, you can learn more about feelings, emotions and traits, materials and substances, nature and environment. Whichever theme you're interested in, you are able to learn more about that one. So that was my first point, which is to show the course structure. Now I'd like to go to my second point, which is to show the course content. And I'll do so by having a look at 3 Anki decks within the overall Arabic A2 vocabulary Anki deck. I'll have a look at chapter 5 nouns, and I'll have a look at home, to be precise. I will have a look at chapter 6 adjectives, and I will have a look at chapter 3 verbs. So nouns, adjectives, verbs. Now, I can't show you all of them, but I do believe that having a look at these 3 Anki decks will give you a better feeling, a better image, a better understanding of what it is like if you do the Arabic A2 vocabulary Anki deck. So I get started with chapter 5 nouns, and then I will go to home, and I'll click on study now. And we see that we have the first card type right over here. We see that we have an Arabic sentence. We have an area which is blank, so a blank area. And underneath that, we have the English translation of the Arabic sentence. I put the glasses in the case. I can see that the case is bolded and underlined. Now, it's your job to figure out what the case is in Arabic. So the Arabic sentence with a blank area, you have to know what goes inside of it. In this case, we have to find the answer for the case in Arabic. Beneath that, we have a visual representation of the word in sentence. In this case, it's an image. And many studies have shown that if you have such a visual representation, it's a lot easier for you and more effective and efficient to understand what you're learning and to memorize it as well. So this visual representation really will help you a lot. So one more time, we have an Arabic sentence with a blank area, and we have to know what goes inside of it. We have the English translation sentence of the Arabic sentence. The case is bold and underlined, so we have to know what goes over here, which is the case in Arabic. And we have a visual representation of the word in the sentence that we're learning, and this will really help you when it comes to understanding and memorization. So let's have a look. What is the case in Arabic?
وضعت النظارات في العلبة. العلبة علبة. العلب علب.
Okay, so we can see there are 4 areas. We have the first area, which is the sentence area. We have the second area, which is the singular area. We have the third area, which is a plural area. And finally, over here, we have a bonus area, which is the root area. So I'd like to get started with showing you the sentence area. You can tell that this is the answer sentence, and this is the word that we were looking for. But we see something very interesting over here. We see that the correct word is bolded and in the color pink. Now, why is it in the color pink? Well, because the word that we're looking for, or that we found already, is feminine. You see, Arabic is a gendered language. That means you have masculine nouns and you have feminine nouns. And what I've done is that I've color-coded nouns by gender. So if you see a blue noun, it means that it's masculine. And if you see a pink noun, it means that it's feminine. So masculine is blue, feminine is pink. Now, having such color coding will be so beneficial for you because you're immediately able to spot the correct gender of the noun. And of course, this will help you a lot when it comes to understanding and using Arabic. Think of, for example, using nouns with the correct gender with adjectives, and many other cases as well. So knowing the correct gender is very important, and with this system, you'll be able to see it at once. So this will help you a lot. So correct answer sentence with the word that we're looking for, which is in pink and bolded. Now, underneath that, we see something very interesting. We see the sentence, but then with harakat. But what is harakat? Well, the harakat are the small vowel and pronunciation marks written above or below Arabic letters. Arabic is often written without short vowels, so a word can be hard to pronounce when you are still learning. The harakat show you the missing vowel sounds and other pronunciation details and help you read the word correctly. So we have the sentence over here with the harakat. You see the little accents over here as well, or underneath here, for example, many other cases as well. So this will be very much to your advantage when it comes to pronouncing things correctly. Underneath that, we see the sentence, but then in IPA notation. And again, this will help you when it comes to pronunciation. So you can rely on the sentence with harakat, you can rely on the IPA notation sentence when it comes to helping your pronunciation, or simply on audio. So you have options, whichever one you prefer. Underneath that, we have the English translation sentence, and we have audio.
وضعت النظارات في العلبة.
Great. So that was the sentence area. Let's go to the singular area. We have the word in its definite and indefinite form. And over here you see a female symbol. And this is again a good reminder for you that the word that you are learning is feminine. We have the word with harakat. So this will help you with pronunciation. We have the IPA notation of the word. So again, you have another extra aid, another extra help when it comes to pronunciation. And you have the English translation of the word in the singular. And finally, audio.
العلبة علبة.
Great. So the third area is the plural area. We see the word in its definite and indefinite form. We have the harakat, the word with harakat for pronunciation. We have the IPA notation, and we have the English translation as well.
العلب علب.
Great. Now over here, we see something very interesting. This is kind of a bonus area, but this is the noun root. So this area is for the root. Now many Arabic words are built from roots. A root is usually made of 3 Arabic letters and connects related words together. Now this root is connected to the idea of a box or of a container. And this makes sense because, of course, we're learning the word the case, which is a form of a container. So a very important thing, there's no need to immediately memorize all of them, but I would recommend having a look at them, and over time you'll be able to spot patterns, and this will really help you when it comes to understanding the Arabic language and becoming better at it. So let's continue. The carpet dried quickly in the sun. How do you say the carpet?
جفت السجادة بسرعة في الشمس. السجادة سجادة. السجادات سجادات.
Great. So again, setup, we have a singular, so we have the sentence area right over here. The first part is the sentence area. We have the singular area over here with the word in a definite form and indefinite form as well. So definite would be in English the carpet, and indefinite would be a carpet. We have the plural area over here, and we have a little nice bonus, which is the root. She cleans the hairbrush. How do you say the brush?
تنظف فرشاة الشعر. الفرشة فرشاة. الفرش فرش.
Great. Let's do one more. When does the mail arrive? How do you say the mail?
متى يصل البريد؟ البريد بريد. البرد برد.
Great. So setup, you know it. Sentence, singular, plural, and we have a little bonus for the root. But over here we see something has changed. Where before the nouns that we saw were pink, so meaning feminine. Now we see a noun that is blue. And again, what does this mean? It means that the noun is masculine. So one more time, whenever you see a blue noun or a word in blue, so it means it is masculine. And if you see when it's pink, it means that it's feminine. And in the singular area, you see we have the male symbol as well. So again, a nice little reminder that the noun that you're learning is masculine. Sarah cleaned the mirror with a piece of cloth. How do you say the mirror?
نظفت سارة المرآة بقطعة قماش. المرآة مرآة. المرايا مرايا.
Great. Let's do one more. The gate leads to the garden. How do you say the gate?
تؤدي البوابة إلى الحديقة. البوابة بوابة. البوابات بوابات.
Great. So let me just give you one small recap one more time. Sentence area, what the word that we're looking for, bold and pink because it's feminine. We have the sentence with harakat. So this will help you with your pronunciation. We have the IPA notation. This will also help with pronunciation. English translation, sentence, and audio.
تؤدي البوابة إلى الحديقة.
We have the word in its definite and indefinite form. We have a female marker because it's feminine. We have the harakat, again, helps with pronunciation. IPA can help with pronunciation. The gate, a gate, so the definite and indefinite form. And audio.
البوابة بوابة.
So this was the singular area. And then we have the plural area. Again, definite, indefinite form. Harakat, IPA notation, plural, and audio.
البوابات بوابات.
And a little bonus, the root. Now I could continue, but I think you get the picture. So this is what I wanted to show you for nouns. Now I'd like to go to chapter 6, adjectives, and I will click on study now. Great. So same setup. We see an Arabic sentence. There's a blank area and you have to know what goes inside of the blank area. Underneath it, we have the English translation sentence of the Arabic one. So she has a very attractive personality. How do we say attractive in Arabic? And we see a visual representation of the sentence and the word that we're looking for. So let's have a look.
لديها شخصية جذابة جدا. جذاب جذابة. جذابون جذابات.
Great. So setup-wise, it's the same sentence area, singular, plural, and a little bonus, which is the root. But something has changed, and at this time we see the answer in the color indigo. Now, does this have a special meaning? No, it does not. The only reason that it's indigo is so you can immediately spot the correct answer in the sentence. Now, before, when we did the nouns, we saw that whenever there was a masculine noun, it would show up as blue. Whenever we saw a feminine noun, it would show up as pink. But for all other cards, all other chapters, the correct answer will always be in indigo. It has no special meaning, but it's only here as a visual cue, so you can immediately see the correct answer in the answer sentence. So, we have the correct answer over here in indigo, which has no special meaning, but is a nice visual cue. We have the sentence with harakat, again, which helps with pronunciation. We have the IP notation, which can also help with pronunciation if you want to. You have the English translation sentence and audio.
لديها شخصية جذابة جدا.
And again, you can use the harakat, you can use the IPA, you can use the audio, whichever helps when it comes to pronunciation. These are all just little aids, little things I put here for you to make it easier for you when it comes to pronunciation. And of course, hearing it as well with audio. But over here, you see something interesting. We see that there are two versions for the word attractive. Why is this the case? Well, again, Arabic is a gendered language, so an adjective can show up in the masculine form and the feminine form. So in this case, this one from right to left, this is the masculine one, and this is the feminine one. But the good thing about this Anki deck is that you can see both genders as well, so this will, again, really help you when it comes to understanding and learning the Arabic language. We have the word with harakat, so again, this helps with pronunciation. We have the IP notation as well, this also is a nice little thing, extra for pronunciation. English translation, attractive, and audio.
جذاب جذابة.
Great. So this is the plural area. And again, masculine plural, feminine plural. And we have here the harakat, which is nice for pronunciation. We have the IPA notation. And finally, over here, we have the audio.
جذابون جذابات.
And as a little bonus, you have the root. Send me the original file via email. Original. How do you say original?
أرسل لي الملف الأصلي عبر البريد الإلكتروني. أصلي، أصلية. أصليون، أصليات.
So again, we know the setup. With the sentence area over here, we have the indigo, we have the singular area, masculine, feminine, we have the plural, masculine, feminine, and the little bonus, which was the root area. The traveler walked alone in the forest. How do you say alone?
مشى المسافر وحيدا في الغابة. وحيد، وحيدة. وحيدون، وحيدات.
Great, so let's do one more. I read the whole book. How do you say whole?
قرأت الكتاب كاملا. كامل، كاملة. كاملون، كاملات.
The final one, the teenage student spends a long time on the phone. How do you say teenage?
يقضي الطالب المراهق وقتا طويلا على الهاتف. مراهق، مراهقة. مراهقون، مراهقات.
Great. So just one final time, sentence area, singular area, plural, and the root. So that was what I wanted to show you for adjectives. We can continue, but I think you get the picture. So that was chapter 6, adjectives. Now I'd like to go to chapter 3, verbs. Study now. And again, we see the same setup. We see that we have a sentence in Arabic with a blank area. We see that there's an English translation sentence as well. Omar managed the company after his father traveled. And we have to know the word for managed. So managed, bold, and underlined. Of course, we see a visual representation of the sentence and word that we're looking for. So, how do you say managed?
أدار عمر الشركة بعد سفر والده. أدار، يدير.
Great. So let's have a look. Again, this part you know, this is the sentence area. We see the correct answer sentence with the word that we're looking for, bolded and in the color indigo. We see that we have over here the sentence with harakat. So this is for pronunciation. We have the IP notation over here. So again, it's for pronunciation. We have the English translation sentence and the sentence audio.
أدار عمر الشركة بعد سفر والده.
But in the verb area, something interesting is going on. So you can see this is the verb area, but there are kind of two answers. So what does this mean? Well, Arabic verbs are shown with two forms because Arabic does not usually use an English style full verb such as to begin, to eat, or to have as the main learning form. For example, over here we see the past tense and the present tense. To be a bit more precise, we see he managed over here and he manages. So this one's he managed and he manages. So this is the third person masculine singular past and present. So again, in simple English, this would be he managed and he manages. Now, these two forms matter because they give you the main base forms of the verb. The past form, this one, the past form is the normal dictionary or base form, and the present form, this one, and the present form shows how the verb behaves in the present tense. Later you can build from these forms to say I managed, you managed, or we managed, or she manages. But the most important thing is that this is kind of their full verb form, this is their infinitive style, and having these two here will really help you when it comes to learning Arabic verbs. So whenever you do a verb card, you will see these two versions. You see the third person masculine singular past and present. And I also would like to note that all verb sentences, for example, the one that we did over here, will always be in the third person masculine singular past, because this is kind of what we would call their full verb. This is kind of what we would call their infinitive, to manage. So we have the verb in its two forms. We have the verbs with harakat for pronunciation. We have the IPA notation, and we have the English translation to manage. And we have the audio.
أدار، يدير.
Great. Now, one more thing that I would like to note is over here you see the root area. Now, again, the root I've also mentioned before earlier, but you see something else over here, which is form. Now the form part tells you the pattern, and these patterns are often called form 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Now you don't need to master all of the verb forms the moment you see them, but over time you will notice how Arabic verbs are built. So over time, once you have a look at them, once you have a look at the different verbs, you will start noticing patterns. And again, this will really help you when it comes to learning the Arabic language. So let's continue. A tourist photographed the ancient statue inside the museum. How do you say photographed?
صور سائح التمثال القديم داخل المتحف. يصور.
Great. So again, we see the same setup. We have the sentence area and we have the verb area with the two different verb forms that we talked about. And we have the root and the form. Recently, the author published a new book about history. How do you say published?
مؤخراً نشر المؤلف كتاباً جديداً عن التاريخ. نشر ينشر.
Great. Let's do another one. Before sunset, the fishermen sailed to the open sea. How do you say sailed?
قبل غروب الشمس أبحر الصياد إلى عرض البحر. أبحر يبحر.
Great. Samir invited the guests to have dinner. How do you say invited?
دعا سمير الضيوف لتناول العشاء. دعا يدعو.
And again, sentence area, verb area, and we see the root and the form. Let's do one more. Before going to sleep, the child brushed his teeth. How do you say brushed?
قبل الذهاب إلى النوم فرش الطفل أسنانه. فرش يفرش.
Great. So one final recap. This is the sentence area. We have the correct answer sentence with the words that we're looking for. We have the sentence with harakat. So this is a nice little aid when it comes to pronunciation. We have the IPA. This will help you again with pronunciation. We have the English translation over here. And we have the sentence audio.
قبل الذهاب إلى النوم فرش الطفل أسنانه.
And we have the verb, and both in the third person, masculine, singular, past, and in present. And again, this is the Arabic version of, let's say, the full verb. This is their infinitive, so to say. And once you know this, it becomes easier to build on it and use different conjugations for different people, etc. Word with harakat, word with IPA, this helps with pronunciation. We have the English full verb. So again, in Arabic it's a little bit different, but in English this is the full verb. So this is kind of their equivalent. And we have the audio.
فرش يفرش.
And again, I would like to note that all the sentences for verbs are in the third person masculine, singular, past. So you get the closest thing you can have to the base form, which is really important. So that is what I wanted to show you for the course structure. Now I'd like to go to my third point, which is to show you some brief system and editing options. Now, you may have noticed that all of the exercises we have done so far were fill-in-the-blank exercises. You see a sentence with a blank area, and it's your job to know what goes inside of that blank area. Now, for those that want to practice their spelling, there's an optional typing exercise. This is disabled by default, but I will show you how to enable it. We will go to Browse, and we will go to the Arabic A2 Anki deck. And if you just click on any card, it doesn't matter which one, and you scroll all the way down, you can see that there's a field called Enable Typing Practice. And all you have to do is enter the word yes here, and then you will have an extra typing exercise as well. But entering yes one by one for all of these cards is a very slow process. So I'll show you how to do it in a faster way. So click on any card, it doesn't matter which one. Then do Control A or Command A. Right mouse click, Notes, and we look for Find and Replace. Find and replace. And what we want to do is we want to find we have currently nothing. And we want to replace this with the word yes. And in which field do we want to do this? We want to do this in the Enable Typing Practice field. Click on OK. And you can see that all the notes have been updated. All the sentences have been updated. And you can see over here, there is a yes. So let's have a look at one of these cards. So what is it like if you do such a typing exercise? So I will go to nouns, I will go to home, and let's see what it looks like. This is a card that we've already seen before. The carpet dried quickly in the sun. Whereas before, we simply had to fill in the blank and know what the carpet is. Now we actually have to spell the word. We have to type it. So the second card type is all about spelling, is all about typing. So let's see what happens if I spell the word correctly.
جفت السجادة بسرعة في الشمس. السجادة سجادة. السجادات سجادات.
Great. So if you enter the word correctly, Anki shows it as green. So this is a nice little feature of Anki that whenever you type in the correct answer, it shows it as green. So you get immediate feedback on whether you did it right or wrong. Now this time I entered the correct answer, but what happens if I enter an incorrect answer? So this is a sentence that we've also seen before. I put the glasses in the case. So the case, what if I don't know how to write it and I make a mistake? So I'm going to enter the wrong word. Let's see what happens.
وضعت النظارات في العلبة. العلبة علبة. العلب علب.
Great. So as you can tell, I had the first part of the answer correct, but then the last part, oof, that is where I made a mistake. But Anki shows you immediately what happened. So the first part is in green, but the last part shows up in red because the last part is where I made a mistake. And underneath that, you can see the correct answer. So the correct answer shows up as green, and what I should have had shows up in gray. So this is how Anki immediately shows you what you did well, what you did wrong. So this is a nice little extra typing exercise to have if you want to test your typing, if you want to test your spelling. But let's say you want to go back to the first card type only, so only the fill in the blanks. What do you do? So if you want to get rid of the typing exercise, you click on Browse, you go to the deck, Arabic A2, and essentially you have to get rid of all of these yeses over here. But this takes a very long time to do one by one, so I'll show you a faster way. Click on any of the cards, doesn't matter which one, Control A or Command A, right mouse click, Notes, and find and replace. We want to find the word yes, and we want to replace it with nothing because we want to have an open field, an empty field. And in enable typing practice, and I will click on OK. And if I scroll down, you can see the enable typing practice has been deleted, it's gone, it's an open field now, it's empty. And I have to get rid of the old deck, so I click on decks, go to the main menu, click on tools, and click on empty cards. And you see all the optional typing practice cards are here. I want to get rid of all of them, so I'll click on delete. And that was it. Now I got rid of the typing exercises, and I'm only back to the first card type, which was the fill in the blank one. Now there's one more thing that I really want to show you. Many people ask me, how do you regulate the amount of cards that you do and see per day? And what are the best settings for Anki? Well, this is what I have in response for that. I'll show you it. So next to the Arabic A2 vocabulary Anki deck, you can see a little icon. Click on it, then in options, you get a pop-up. On the pop-up, it says daily limits, and there's an area for new cards per day and maximum reviews per day. So currently I have 50 new cards per day and 150 maximum reviews per day. Now a review is simply a card that you've already done before, and maximum reviews does not mean that you do 150 every day, but it's a maximum. So you could be doing 30 or 40 reviews, but the maximum is 150. If you want to increase that, you can change this from 15 to 30, and for example, this one from 150 to 300. Click on save, and numbers have increased. I can decrease this as well. So the pop-up opens, and I can change this from, let's say, 5 to 50. Click on save, and you can see that the numbers have decreased. Now, the most important thing is that you do a certain amount that feels doable and feels good for you. Language learning is all about consistency. I personally recommend 50 new cards per day and a maximum of 150 reviews per day. Now again, it doesn't mean you have to do 150 every day, but it's simply a maximum. I think this is a good amount. You learn, I would say, a good amount of new cards a day, a good amount of reviews, but it isn't overwhelming. But of course, you can increase it or decrease it as you see fit. A nice little trick is that whatever you have for new cards per day, do it times 10 for maximum reviews. So 15 I have over here, and if I do it times 10, it's 150. If I scroll down, I see an area called FSRS. You can see that I have it turned on. But what is FSRS? Well, essentially, it's a new and better algorithm. Anki has a default algorithm, but this one, according to many studies, has been shown to be more effective and more efficient when it comes to learning new languages and memorization. So the algorithm essentially governs which cards you see and when. And this algorithm is a lot more effective and efficient. It gives you the cards in a better way, and I recommend that you use this one. I use it myself as well. So FSRS, I have it on, and for desired retention, I recommend 90%. So one more time, daily limits, 50 new cards per day, 150 maximum reviews, and FSRS, I have it on, and desired retention is 90%. Great. So that is what I wanted to show you in this video. I hope you enjoyed my explanation of the Arabic A2 vocabulary Anki deck. You can get the deck at languageatlas.com. I repeat, languageatlas.com. I will share the links in the comment section and in the description, so you know where to go if you want to get more information, and you know where to go if you want to get a deck. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you the best of luck when it comes to learning the Arabic language, and have a great day. Goodbye.